What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this video, folks, is our weekly wrap up where we actually take a look and discuss all of the lowlights for the gaming week for DSP gaming. That's right, and it's a new series. I started it last week. This is episode 2, and I'm not gonna lie, there were probably about 10 to 12 topics that I can bring up and discuss in this video, but it would just been way too long. So your boy Duty cut it back and focus on the main lowlights that our boy Phil graced us with this week. And man, a lot of it is some good stuff. So let's start at the very beginning. So the week started off, of course, with multiple threats of wage quitting. But that's not even what I'm focusing on. What I'm focusing on here, of course, is Sunday's React Day, where our boy Phil did both his React streams, and little support came in for both streams. And it was so stressful for our boy Phil that he broke a record. And that record is how many times he actually begged. Now, the previous record was 16 times. Our boy Phil managed to beg 17 times during the course of the business day. So let's play this little video here.
In fact, I would say it was on par with what we would usually do for a React show. But a very mysterious thing happened today. The support was ridiculously low. The entirety of the podcast plus the React show netted $10 in tips, $7 in super chats, and 1 membership. That was my entire first stream. Now listen, I'm not complaining. I've had a good week otherwise. And quite frankly, this is the first time ever that a React stream had done that poorly. I usually have decent React streams on the DSP React channel. They're not always amazing, but they usually do okay. I was basically surprised, and it was weird because it wasn't like attendance was low, it wasn't like engagement was low. It pretty much went just like a normal React stream. I just have no idea. Maybe it was just a bad luck day. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to start panicking or anything like that. If things continue down that path, then maybe we will have to reevaluate the reacting channel. I hope not, because I like doing that show every single week. I like that every once in a while get to do some variety. Like, for example, we just did the live review of the Fallout TV series. I'm planning on doing that more with more shows and things over the course of this year. Maybe even particular games should warrant being reviewed over there. I hope that it was...
Alrighty, so here we have Phil threatening wage quitting the React content, the React channel. And the little dirty secret here is Phil's not going to wage quit the game. This is easy money for him. He has between 60 and 70 dents that actually pay him money, that pay him $5.99 to submit videos, and of course he has about 3 or 4 whales that pay the $20 tier for the ultimate member tier. So he's making a couple $100 on this stream for 1 day's of work. There's no way that Phil is gonna wage quit this. You figure he's only doing 1 day of content for this, and he probably makes more in memberships and whatever than he would if he just did a regular game stream. So the little secret here is, even though the support and the views are terrible for this channel, it's easy. It's free real estate. It's easy for Phil. And Phil loves nothing more than lazy, easy content that produces some funds, enough money for WWE champions and so on. So while he's gonna sit here and cry wolf like he does every fucking week, this sadly probably isn't going to go anywhere unless he identifies another way to milk his dents for more money. Then maybe he'll reconsider dumping DSP Reacts. Maybe, just maybe, DSP politics will save the business. Now, our next subject here, of course, is the chargebacks. Our boy Phil reported out to the dents, I believe it was Tuesday of the work week, that the business is being attacked. The business is being attacked by chargebacks, and that he accrued over $250 in chargebacks from some anonymous troll who was tipping him the last several weeks.
I'm sitting here, all right, and I'm playing the game. I receive chargeback after chargeback after chargeback from someone who was an anonymous tipper, but apparently it was all the same person. They had been tipping me just about 2 weeks ago, and they had done a series of big tips for several streams that allowed me to hit the goals. And I was celebrating, putting on the vest and everything, and it was all fake. This person is now committing fraud and trying to say that over $200 of tips that they legitimately sent me, because each one had a legit message attached and everything, are fake. Okay? So now, here's the problem with that. First of all, I immediately lose that money. It gets taken away from me. Okay? Number two, I'm in a situation now where I have to try to fight these chargebacks, and I hate to say it, but sadly, it's kind of a crapshoot. All right? You never know what's going to happen. And I can show evidence. Hey, look, here's when they came in. Here's me corresponding with the stream when it came in, when I shouted it out, right? And here's the evidence that, you know, here's the email and the message that came through and all of that, right? It's very, very frustrating. It's number one, it's not resolved quickly. Even if I dispute these and try to get them, you know, cleared up, it could take upwards of more than a month sometimes. So that money just sits there frozen, and you don't know if you're going to get it back or not. Okay? It's just really frustrating because it also depends on how they did it. And I'll be honest, I didn't even look into it yet, because, you know, different chargebacks are done different ways. And if it's done a certain way, then sometimes you have a higher chance of winning the dispute. If it's done a different way, then you have a much lower chance of winning the dispute. And honestly, I hate to say it, PayPal to this day is still set up as if they think you're buying and selling physical goods, which, quite frankly, most people who use PayPal, they're not using for that anymore. It's just stupidity that it's still set up that way and so outdated.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone uses PayPal to tip 42-year-old middle-aged balding gamers. That's right. No, Phil, most people use it for transactions. I have a business PayPal account, and I use it for transactions. I don't use it to tip people like you, Phil. Okay? Secondly, like Phil, I love when Phil likes to ramble off numbers. Secondly, Phil, it's very coincidental that this always seems to pop up whenever you're in a jam for cash, where tips are slow, contributions are low. All of a sudden, chargebacks just pop up. Oh no, chargebacks just pop up. You probably wouldn't have this problem, Phil, if you left the funds, those PayPal funds, in your account for at least a month. Why do you feel the need to pull out every fucking dollar you have out of PayPal daily? I know why. I'm just asking a rhetorical question. But why, Phil? Why do you feel the need to take out money every single fucking day, transfer money every single day from your PayPal account into your regular account? Is it for WWE Champions? Is it for Jin? I know you claim you pay bills with it, but how many bills are you fucking paying a week, Phil? Are you saying you're paying 6 bills a week? 6 different bills every week? Is that what you're trying to say, Phil? I think the logical answer here is, of course, Phil is using that money for fucking WWE Champions and, of course, Jin and DoorDash. So, when he ends up spending money that he doesn't have, like with these chargebacks, he gets in a fucking panic. But Phil, you wouldn't have this issue if you weren't withdrawing all of your cash every single fucking day. I'm positive that your PayPal account says negative $250. When you should have money saved in there, and if something happens where they're deducting, PayPal was freezing a certain amount of money, you don't go in the fucking negative. But of course, not Phil. Phil just, you know, doesn't give a fuck. If he has a negative balance, oh well, it'll eventually fix itself. So yeah, so if the tips continue to go south and 1MinMan doesn't return, we'll be hearing more about these fucking chargebacks. Alrighty, the next issue here is Phil finally addressing the elephant in the room. And we're not talking about Cat. We're talking about 1MinMan's decision to leave the pig farm. That's right. He seemed to have finally broken pignosis. It's going on 14 days since our boy 1MinMan tipped Phil, and it doesn't seem like he's returning. So Phil finally addresses the controversy.
It doesn't even matter if it's a detractor, if it's a actual, you know, viewer and fan of my content, if it's one of my biggest supporters ever, it doesn't matter who it is. Everyone has to abide by the same rules, and I retain the control over my content, period. You know, if I don't want to take it in a certain direction that I feel is going to be negative for the channel overall or the stream or the viewers, I will not do that. All right? So it's that simple. And, you know, sometimes it happens where over the years, you get a change in attitudes, you get a change in all kinds of stuff. It's happened many different times over the years, if you haven't noticed. It's not just one particular person. So, listen, what it might very well be is that at one point, someone really likes my content, and so they want to support it. But then over a course of several years, maybe they fall out of love with my content and they don't like it as much, but now they want to participate in a different way. So now they want to stir conversation, whatever it could be. But the truth is, it's never going to change, okay? It's always going to be the same. Nothing is going to change around here, all right? You're not going to see me being completely controlled by anyone or anything, any force, right? It doesn't matter if it's a particular line of conversation, a question, whatever it may be, right? You know, it just is what it is. That's how I am, too. Like, you know, I'm not going to be favoritistic towards any party or parties because of stuff. You know, I mean, how many times has Kirk asked to be unbanned? And I said, listen, even though you support the streams, I'm not unbanning you. You've violated the rules too many times. If you want to come back as someone else that I don't know it's you, that's one thing. I can't stop you. But I'm absolutely not going to unban you. I'm not.
Right. I love how he brings up Canadian Kirk. How many times did your mods ban Canadian Kirk? How many times? I counted at least 40 times. And you kept allowing him back the fuck on your streams. Why? Because I don't fucking know. Maybe you agree with his viewpoints on life. Maybe you agree with his stereotypical humor. Maybe that's probably what it is. Or you enjoyed that he actually would give you a couple dollars every so often. He would drop a $5 tip every now and then. Is that what it was, Phil? So yes, you do offer favoritism. Only Iced Coffee, who about 2 years ago ripped you a new one, went on Detractor's streams, did interviews, and trashed you and exposed you, and you still allow him to come the fuck back. Why? Because he's one of your fucking pay pigs. He and two others pretty much prop your fucking channel up. And you losing 1MinMan is devastating. You're talking about losing $7,000 a year in support, Phil. Where are you going to make that the fuck up at? Who's going to step up and give you $20, $25 a day? Who the fuck's going to do that? No one. No one at all. So I'm guessing you're hoping and wishing that 1MinMan just can't get enough of you and will be back eventually and just suck it up. Or another fucking dent will step up and become the new 1MinMan. I highly doubt it. You're not that fucking entertaining, Phil, to be dropping fucking OnlyFan money on. I'm sorry. You got titties, but they're not nice titties, Phil. I'm sorry to tell you that. Alrighty, the next topic here, of course, is the May 1st burstening. That's right, our boy Phil decided to stream that day. He seemed a little bit down, and of course his mods and himself were in full force on his streams, banning people, timing out anyone that would bring up the mere fact that May 1st burst occurred. And yeah, Phil decided to fucking ignore it, not talk about it, not even own the meme like Phil loves to say he does, and actually make some money off of it. No. On the other hand, other people made money off of it. And I have It's a Gundam right up here as a prime example of someone milking you, Phil.
And it's not often you get to interview your boss, your ex-boss. I thought that would be pretty cool.
But I will say this, you know, obviously I was trying to get create Locale Live with DSP. And that's what started this giant beef between him or extended the beef, if you will. And, you know, he said that it's going to fail and we're not going to get paid that money and da-da-da. He made up a million different excuses. Right now, Wings and Boogie actually are on pace to make $50,000 this year from the show, which is what I promised at the very fucking beginning. The show still exists. It's still going on. It's pretty fucking challenging. It's a giant fucking headache, but it's doing very, very well. And DSP fucking lost a crazy, crazy opportunity to be a part of it.
Well, that's just typical Phil. He's a very interesting, eclectic character in the sense that he turned down 50 grand, but then he has no bones about begging people for days on end for money. I saw an hour-long beg yesterday that just warped my mind.
Right, he got a chargeback. He had $200 chargeback on PayPal, and it looked like somebody had stolen like a couple of grand from him. He was just that.
Wait, whoa! Someone stole a couple grand from him?
No, he acted like it because he said, "Oh, I got $200," and he's like, "Oh, now I can't make my bills, guys."
Oh yeah, he was like, "I can't pay my car note. I earned that money," and I'm like, "Phil, they're trolling you. They never plan on giving it to you, baby boy."
Big ups to It's a Gundam. You know he's my guy. I love It's a Gundam. I love his show. I love his content. He's a really cool dude. Check out that video. That video was actually good. If you didn't watch that live stream, actually, that being said, was on it. Almighty Tevin, It's a Gundam, who's there. Pesticor was on, and then Keemstar, of course, was on. It was some delicious content. And the one thing is, our boy, It's a Gundam made a little over $1,600 in super chats just from this stream, just for streaming for what, 3 hours, milking Phil. And you would think that he would fucking learn his lesson and he would actually give people what they wanted, but not Phil. He's too concerned with his legacy, aka legacy, to tarnish himself to make it seem like, you know, he's doing this for money. When we all fucking know that's the only reason why he gets on stream is for fucking money. That, and of course the love of begging. So yeah, I mean, people were making buku bucks on May the 1st off of Phil. RTU streamed, Maricat streamed, Alt streamed, a bunch of people, Almighty Tevin streamed, It's a Gundam streamed, a whole bunch of people were out in force talking and milking that sweet low cow who is known as DSP. So big ups to everyone that made a ton of cash on our boy Phil, since of course Phil is too above it all to, you know, to muddy himself up for a couple dollars. Alrighty, the next video here, the next topic that happened this week is of course the Detractor Game. Big ups to Happy Gamer, who actually released the game on May 1st, the Burstening. And it has critical acclaim, folks. People love it. It's out there. I mean, we had a giveaway where we gave away 10 game codes. That being said, gave away some game codes, and yeah, we're promoting it, and it's fucking popping, and it's a great fucking game. So what I want to do real quick is play the trailer.
Oh my god, it's the best-selling game of the season. It's the best-selling game of the year. It's the highest ever rated game. It's the highest ever this game, that game. This game is one of the best games of all time. A lot of outlets are giving it 8 to 10 out of 10. We're crossing a new frontier. We're going into something truly untreaded. Alright, let's watch it. Here it is. Oops. Yeah! There you go. Also, it would help to have a little bit more in the tips department right now. If you could help in that way, please do. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Take your meme and shove it up your fucking ass.
So far, I like it. I'm sure there'll be parts coming up that will be rage-inducing and challenging.
Big ups to Happy Gamer for the epic game. And if you didn't catch my stream this morning, I actually streamed the game. It's very robust and a great game. And by the way, this is going to lead into the last topic here. Apparently, it looks like DSP and one of his minions actually did a DMCA takedown of the game off of Steam. So I'm pretty sure it was one of his fucking mutts who had nothing better to do and decided he wanted to, you know, be a pain in the ass. So Happy Gamer did report out that he did get a takedown. So the game is paused. You can't buy the game on Steam. Luckily, he did counter. He countered the claim, so he should hear back soon. It should be pretty quickly. And I think with Steam, what Steam does is they'll take your game down. If you counter, they bring it back up until legal action is taken by the person that filed the DMCA takedown, which will never happen. So it's just a minor blip, minor fucking headache to the developer, but it should be up. Also, it was live on Google Play, but that completely ran out because that's in, I think that's in a beta test, and the spots filled up. But I mean, hundreds of people were able to get it on Google Play and enjoying themselves. The next one, I believe, is going to be the Apple Store. So even if the Steam, if it doesn't come back up on Steam, it'll show up on Google Play and Apple soon enough. So if you want to check out the game, I streamed it earlier. It's on my channel. It was great. We had about an hour and a half of gameplay. A lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of raging, a lot of rage quitting. and a lot of blaming the netcode and so on. It was a great time, so definitely check out that video. So, all right, folks, that's it for the video. We had an action-packed week. It was great. There was a lot of fucking cope and salt, and I ain't gonna lie, season 16 has been fucking fire. So big ups to the writers. I can't wait for the rest of this year. We got what, 7 months? Technically about 7 months to go. And I'm pretty sure that Phil will continue doing many stupid things for our entertainment. Anyway, big ups everyone. Peace out.